Do good, Maverico here. Welcome to podcast episode number 124. Thought I'd jump on and talk a little bit about what I think might be one of the most rewarding business models of the future. And when I say one of the most rewarding business models, I don't, in this case, I don't mean when it comes to most profit. It's a very profitable business model, but it doesn't have as much potential as many other ones. And the business model I have in mind is paid communities, and why I think it might be one of the most rewarding ones is because basically how much freedom it provides. I think it's very hard to become a billionaire with a paid community. Maybe one day someone will do it, but when it comes to extreme scale and profits like that, in that category, I don't think it's the most rewarding one. But when it comes to freedom, it's really exciting, because it really seems to be the case that a lot of people are running these paid communities and making tens of thousands of dollars in profit per month, and a lot of them seems to actually be doing it semi-passively, where they are working a few hours per week and making tens of thousands of dollars per month. So they can also do other things in addition to that. So that's basically the reason I think it's that one, that it can provide a lot of freedom, but also the amount of value you can provide to the members. If you choose your niche correctly and you build the right community, and you also manage it correctly, the amount of value that you can provide to your members is actually pretty mind-boggling. That you can provide tremendous value while also generating pretty good profits. Look at this view. But yeah, basically you can profit 5 to 6 figures per month while having a lot of freedom and providing tremendous value to your members. That's pretty fascinating. And by the way, I talk about paid communities. Maybe I should explain, in case there are some new listeners there, what is a paid community? Well, basically it's kind of like a very fancy Facebook group, but at the same time absolutely not a Facebook group at all. So it's basically a paid community. There are different platforms you can use for it, and people pay to become a member. And once they are a part of your paid community, maybe you have a bunch of educational content. There's also a course or coaching aspect to it. That's often the case. A course or coaching or group coaching aspect to it. That often happens, but it can also be basically that access to the other members is the big thing. And even if that's the big thing, that can be improved a lot if you do a good job of orchestrating things correctly. That maybe you're setting up things like weekly live video calls, hot seat sessions, mastermind sessions, things like that. So yeah, roughly speaking, this is basically what a paid community is. You can also have other things like maybe a few times per year you also have live in-person events as well. So it depends a lot, but yeah, if done correctly, it can provide a pretty reliable and predictable recurring monthly income. you know. I'm in the process of interviewing at least 30 real life success stories of people that are making at least $10,000 in profit per month with a paid community, you know, for my online education and community platform that I call Terrific 30. And at the time of this recording, I have not done all 30 interviews yet, but I've done a bunch of them, and it's been mind-boggling. You know, just to be clear, I'm not an expert, just so we are clear on that. I've basically been struggling for years when it comes to entrepreneurship and making money online. So now I'm basically interviewing a bunch of success stories. And, you know, for Terrific 30, my online education and community platform, my whole concept is, roughly speaking, I interview 30 success stories or 30 experts on a specific subject, and those 30 interviews becomes a course and sometimes also a book for my online education and community platform, terrific30.com. So yeah, that's basically my concept. And these days I'm focusing a lot on paid communities, and it's a fascinating business model. One of the guys I interviewed a few weeks ago, these days he was working less than 4 hours per week and making about 18,000 euros in profit per month. And he was running a paid community 50-50 with a buddy. So his friend also made about 18,000 euros in profit per month. Just to be clear, I'm not promoting idleness. In that guy's case, it actually made sense as well, because these days his mother had cancer and was sick. So he spent a lot of time with his mom, helping her out and stuff. An older lady I interviewed, she had a concept that she calls her 2 hours of money-making activities. She had to work 2 hours per day. Oftentimes she did work more than that, but 2 hours per day, what was she had to do? But yeah, but the thing with semi-passive income, I roughly define it as something that requires like 2 to 15 hours a week of work. But I think the vast majority of people that are running paid communities is working a lot more than that. But you know, knowing that you have a business model where if you choose to, for a few weeks, you can work a lot less, even that is pretty liberating, you know, because when it comes to automating a business, basically getting a business to provide passive or semi-passive income, there's a lot of businesses you can make systems, processes, and basically delegate and automate the business. But how easy and realistically that can be done varies tremendously. And one of the big factors is business model. And when it comes to freedom, a paid community is a great business model. Email marketing, I think, is also a great one for that. But yeah, most people running paid communities is working a lot more than 15 hours per week, I think. But it's also the case that a lot of them really don't try to have it as a source of semi-passive income, you know. Because if you just delegate it a little bit, it could be done, you know, for a lot of those people. But yeah, and another thing that I also think is a part of why paid communities might be one of the most rewarding business models of the future is because how easy it is to launch. When it comes to launching an online business, yeah, in theory, it can be done really quickly and easily, but oftentimes people end up wasting months without really getting that much done, you know. But when it comes to paid communities, it really seems to be the case that a lot of them are doing it quickly. You know, several of the people that I interviewed, they basically launched the paid community, and within 2 to 3 months, they were already making over $10,000 in profit per month. I'm not saying that happens with everyone, because it definitely not. It definitely doesn't. But so far, several of the people I've interviewed has done it that way. And also, when you look at the community platform Skool, really seems to be a big trend that people are launching quickly and then kind of launching with a low price, gradually increasing the price, and also using a bunch of customer feedback to improve things, you know. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of opportunities out there, and nowadays when AI is getting better while still being early in the trend of AI, that's also a massively exciting thing, you know. But when it comes to AI, is it really a business model? No, it's more like a massive trend affecting a lot of things. So there's a lot of businesses that will basically be disrupted and made obsolete by AI. A lot of businesses and a lot of jobs. But the great thing with paid communities is that I think it is a pretty AI-proof business model, because people are still craving real human connection, you know. People still want to connect with other people. And I think that the more AI is affecting things like social media with a bunch of AI generated content, a lot of fake stuff going on, I think that the need and desire for real human connection is just going to be stronger. So I don't think AI is going to be making paid communities obsolete, you know. That's also a great thing, that if you build a good paid community, you can actually build something long term, you know. And imagine the lifestyle you could squeeze out of something like let's say, yeah, 5 figures in profit per month, $10,000, 40,000, 60, 80, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in profit per month. If you were able to do that with a paid community while also having a lot of freedom, just imagine the kind of lifestyle you could squeeze out of something like that. There are people out there making, Yeah, 5 figures in profit per month, that have better lifestyles than a lot of multi-millionaires, you know. But of course, as a multi-millionaire, there's a lot of things you can do that you cannot do with only 5 figures in profit per month, you know, like giving, helping, that kind of stuff, making a difference. But also, there's also some things you can do with 5 figures in profit per month. You can still make a little difference, you know. And the thing is, these days, when we talk about millions, these days, when it comes to online marketers, there's a lot of wacko talk about making $1 million. It's stupid, because a lot of online marketers, they say they made $1 million, but what are they actually talking about? Yeah, they're talking about revenue. So they say things like, yeah, I made 7 figures last year. You made 7 figures? Why did they say it that way? They talk about, yeah, they make $1 million. They made 8 figures. It sounds like, oh, you made 8 figures. You have $10 million in the bank, maybe even 20 or 30. Oh, no, they didn't make it in profit. They talk about revenue. Why don't they just say it? I made $1 million in revenue. Say it that way and be honest. No, they say they make $1 million while it's all actually revenue. How much is profit? Who knows? For some of them, they might barely be profitable. You know, if it's e-commerce, for example, where they have to pay for the product and shipping and ad costs, how much profit is really left if they make $1 million in revenue? For some of them, they might barely be making a living, you know. While for some of them, who knows, they might be making even like 50% profit. But yeah, my point is, a lot of the people you see online that say they make millions of dollars, they're actually talking about revenue. So if you kind of extrapolate that out, there are people making 5 figures in profit per month, like 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in profit per month, that is making more money in profit per year than a lot of the people online that are making millions in revenue. Yeah, sorry about that. My phone was acting up. I got a phone call. But yeah, maybe I'm onto something. You know, maybe paid communities are one of the most exciting business models of the future. Who knows? I've been interviewing a few of the 30 success stories of paid communities so far, and it's been really exciting stuff. If you want to learn from those real life success stories, just go to communitycashcows.com. And by the way, I'm really sorry about the audio quality on this podcast episode. I'm out walking. Look at that view. And there's been a bit of an uphill I've been walking through. and I have a bit of a cold, so I've probably been breathing like crazy into the microphone as well. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, check out a bunch of those real life success stories of people making 5 figures in profit per month or more with paid communities. Just go to communitycashcows.com. All right. Take care and God bless.